and start with Tim.
Great. Well, again, my name is Tim Daley. I'm the Director of Manufacturing with Waste Not Recycling. I also sit on the board of directors for Recycle Colorado. So this is my 6th year being on the board with Recycle Colorado. And Waste Not is an industrial recycler in Northern Colorado. Our service area goes from really Denver to Cheyenne, north to south, and then from Estes Park to past Greeley is kind of our service area. Our overall goal is to help companies recycle everything in their warehouse or manufacturing facility that has value and a home. That used to be an easier statement in the past, where I could say, if it shouldn't go in a landfill, we want it. But some things that used to be recyclable now go to landfills, right? So that's part of the process. Examples of things we take, and it's very wide ranging. We take plastic, cardboard, wood, pallets, metal, commingle, paper, confidential shred, glass, electronics, and obsolete equipment are the big part of that. So almost everything that you would see in an industrial or manufacturing setting, we can recycle. Our focus in recycling is plastic pelletization. We have 3 machines that make pellets out of plastic. And then we have grinders, shredders, and pulverizers that work with that stuff as well. We service accounts with 53-foot trailers, roll-offs from 10 to 40 yards. And then we have box trucks that can make small runs with poly carts, cages, and portable equipment. We also offer construction site recycling and roll-offs, again, from 10 to 40 yards. In the past, we have placed balers and compactors on site with long-term agreements. Those are options as well. And we talked about the business side and how to set it up. So the business side of the program is, we charge for transportation, equipment rental, trailer rentals, and roll-offs. And then our hope is we can rebate you a % of the value of the material we accept and offset most of those charges so that your cost is equal to or slightly less than landfilling it. It doesn't always work out to be like that. Sometimes it's more expensive to recycle than to landfill, but it's the right thing to do for a lot of companies and people that have conscientious footprints. That small price increase over landfilling works better for them. Are we doing questions as well, or am I under my 5 minutes, Amy? Good.
Great. Could you tell us a little bit more about the type of plastics?
Sure. We take the most of the plastics we process are polyethylene, low density and high density, polypropylene, and polystyrene are the 4 biggies that we do. We take some PVC, we take some PET, but we don't really do a lot of processing with that. So we just pass that along normally. So.
All right, great. Thank you.
Of course.
And then do you mind putting your contact information in the group chat?
Absolutely.
Wait till after, but we'll go ahead and do it now. Someone had requested it. Didn't mean to mute myself. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll let John introduce himself and talk about what he's doing at Republic Services.
Awesome. Good afternoon. My name is John Linkway, Republic Services. I'm an account manager. Public Services, we have offices and locations all over the United States. Our local office is actually located in Fort Collins. We pretty much primarily service Northern Colorado, so not just Fort Collins, but we'll do Windsor, Loveland, Greeley, Berthoud, Eaton, Alt, Johnstown, LaSalle, Severance, Timnath. Those are kind of the general areas. And we are looking to grow and expand that to encompass more Northern Colorado. But for right now, those are the main areas we service. We also have an office in Denver, which allows us to get a little more in that area, as well as Laramie, Wyoming. So those are kind of more of our local places. So commercially and for businesses, what we can recycle is primarily what we call single stream recycling. So metal and glass containers, plastics such as bottles, tubs, jugs, and jars, as well as paper and cardboard and cartons, kind of like milk cartons. For plastics, it's easy to remember shapes sometimes than it is to remember the different numbers and the different types of plastics. And then on top of that, we do offer construction as well. So just briefly, we could provide roll-offs and different stuff for wood, metal, and concrete, as well as the single stream and cardboard. So the way it works is if you're a business and you would like to add recycling to your refuse service, we do is we drop off a dumpster and or a poly cart. So basically, and we'll schedule a day, and that would be your pickup day, basically. So we can offer anything from a 95-gallon cart all the way up to an 8-yard dumpster, which is the largest dumpster you can have commercially without moving up to a roll-off. And you can get those picked up anywhere from once time a month up to 7 days a week. So as you can see, there's a lot of flexibility in terms of size and frequency. And certain businesses have used roll-offs and stuff in the past for usually more of the larger industrial businesses and manufacturers, but it's not as common for recycling. So again, like I said, we drop it off, you put in the recycled materials, and we service your dumpster and empty it for you. So other systems we do offer as well is we do cardboard balers, which if you're not familiar, you basically load the cardboard up, it compresses it, and literally puts it into a bale for you, and we come pick up the bales of cardboard. And we've also can do single stream compactors. Again, these are more for larger, more industrials or manufacturers. Is not as common, but it is an option. One of the questions we always get is, well, does it cost money to add recycling to my services? Yes. But one of the things we could do is we could adjust your trash pickup to compensate, to hopefully alleviate some of those costs for recycling. So maybe you have a 3-yard dumpster and it's picked up twice a week. Well, now that you have recycling, maybe you only need it once a week. Or maybe that your dumpster, you have a larger dumpster and it's only picked up one time a week, but well, maybe you can go to a smaller dumpster. We can swap it out for something else, right? So we're always willing to work with you. And that's what's great is that we kind of, I guess, take a consultative approach and say, well, how much waste do you think you have? And what we do to work with you to figure out what's going to best meet the needs for your company. And yeah, so I think that's the basics of that. Again, if you have any questions, I'm always willing to talk to different business owners and different businesses about how we can offer value and be of service.
Thank you, John. We will do questions at the end, but someone, Kim had asked about, do you know if we offer curbside recycling in Laramie, or if it's just a drop-off site?
That is a good question. I can find out the answer. To my knowledge, we do. If it's for residential or commercial, I guess would be the question. But I would have to reach out to our contacts up there, our what do you call them? My colleagues up in Wyoming.
Okay, we can get back to you, Kim, on that. All right. Well, thank you, John. For your information. Okay, Janice, do you wanna speak now?
Sure. I'm Janice Oldemeyer with IT Refresh, and we are an electronics recycler. We have a facility here in Fort Collins, and we also have a facility in Stockton, California. Our service area from this facility is all of Colorado, Wyoming, Nebraska, Idaho. So we go pretty far depending on the types of material and the quantities. We work with businesses, residents, solid waste collection facilities, so cities, counties, private solid waste. So just pretty much anyone who's generating electronic waste. As far as logistics, it really depends on the customer and the types of material and quantities of material they're generating. We pick up small quantities all the way up to 53-foot truckloads. So we can provide containers for packaging material that would be Gaylord boxes, wire cages, pallets, things of that sort. People can also drop off at our facility. We are certified to both R2 and E-Stewards, which are the two certifications in the recycling industry. Everything that we collect is recycled at our facility here. And then the cost benefits. There is a cost to recycling most electronics. There's a lot of labor involved, and then some of the material that you are getting out of the electronics actually have a cost to recycling. So the CRT tubes out of your old CRT monitors are very expensive to recycle. You've got batteries, you've got lamps, those have a cost to recycling. So depending on the volumes and the item with residents, we charge per item. So they'll pay per printer, per TV, per monitor. With businesses, it's frequently by the pound. So I think I was a lot faster than my 5 minutes that were allotted.
And there is a charge to recycle e-waste, but you should not be putting e-waste in the trash. Could you explain that?
Correct. E-waste is banned from the landfill in Colorado and many states, and that's because it contains a lot of hazardous components. Your CRT glass contains lead. You've got a whole variety of heavy metals in your electronics, and therefore they are banned from the landfill and should be recycled. Particularly coming from a business, it is considered a hazardous waste if you're not recycling it, and you wouldn't want to be caught throwing that in the landfill.
Great. Well, thank you, Janice, for enlightening us about the electronic waste. Clinton, you're up to talk about organics.
Hi, can you hear me? Wait.
Yes.
Can you hear me? Okay, sorry. I wasn't sure.
I was muted.
Hi, everybody. My name is Clinton Sander. I work for A1 Organics, and I am the marketing manager, and a little bit new with A1. Only been here a few years now, but A1 Organics is the largest organics recycler in the state of Colorado, and close to the 5th largest in the northwestern hemisphere of our country. We've been around 46 years, and to explain our business in 5 minutes is going to be fun. So we partner not only with commercial organics recycling, so commercial haulers, cities, municipalities, universities, commercial grocery stores, things like that, where they're hauling organic material to us to compost. But we also have 3 green waste recycling centers along the Colorado Front Range. The one more prevalent to Weld County and Larimer County would be our Eaton location. But so we're recycling organics not only from residential homeowners that are bringing it to us, but we also have commercial haulers bringing it to us. And we're working with, like, say, New Belgium, for example, or Dell's Brewing Company, where we're having organic material from leftover brewery waste coming to us, or like Coors down in Golden, for example, are bringing that type of organic material to us. So we're a very large commercial composter in the state of Colorado. And then, so that's one side of the business. We're recycling this material, but we're also creating compost and mulch out of these materials to put back down on the ground or back into the Colorado environment, which is extremely important for our business. You got to have both sides. So to give you an idea, 425,000 tons a year we recycle in organic material, and about 30 million gallons of liquids. That could be Noosa yogurt, that could be soda from down at Coca-Cola. It could be all sorts of different types of liquid materials that we do compost. The next part is, I was thinking about, is like, we have been part of the Colorado Leadership Program for over 6 years as a gold leader in sustainability. So we do a lot of sustainability efforts at our sites. When it comes to cost, we charge by the cubic yard, and that could be anywhere from like a pickup truck all the way up to a full 45 cubic yard semi truck coming in. And that's what we call tipping charge. And that can range anywhere from, it can range all across the board, depending on what the material is and how much. We also provide for, like, cities, for example, we have 2 mobile grinding units that where we can actually go into a city, for example, and if they have a Christmas tree collection program, we can come in and grind all those trees up for the city, and then they can give that back as a mulch for their residents. So that's a whole nother level that we have a commercial grinding unit as well. Again, we have 4 sites along the Colorado Front Range. I'll say that real quick, is then we have Eaton, and then we're down in the Commerce City area, we're down in the Sheridan area, and then our Keensburg facility, which is commercial only, so don't drive out there if you're a resident, is out in the east, and that's our largest composting facility. It's 425 acres. So hopefully we'll get back to doing some tours here real soon. I think everybody's going that way soon, and so if you haven't seen a mile-long commercial composting facility, I highly recommend you do it, and it's pretty amazing. Is that 5 minutes?
Clinton, are you all picking up organics from
Oh, good
businesses?
question.
That was, yeah.
Oh, good question. Yeah, sorry, I have that right there on a note. No, we are not a commercial hauler. We do not haul. We partner with all the haulers across the state, not only to bring material in, if they're bringing it in, but also to take the material out as well. We do deliver down in our Denver sites, smaller loads, but we are not a hauler. But we do, like, just to be clear, we can deliver across the entire state, out of state too, if you'd like. But we're not a green waste hauler or collector. That's what Republic does. That's what Gallegos does. That's what all the other guys do for us. So.
Well, thank you for that distinction.